Welcome to Cultural Discovery. I am Shelina Elyse, your host. We're exploring cultures through food. Today is our first adventure outside of the kitchen in Surprise, Arizona. Here we are at the annual Festival of Nations, celebrating diversity through music, art, and food. Our first stop is Show Love Food Truck, serving South Asian cuisine.
We do really good in chicken tikka masala. That's one of our number one as well too.
Okay.
Our whole motto is to bring out the freshness and the goodness of like the Indian spices that we do. Basically just serving people fresh food.
Yeah.
We do not do any like syrups. We do not do anything associated with fructose.
Okay.
Anything shelf products. Mm-hmm. So for instance, my tandoori wings are gonna be like basically like a marination of my masalas in the tandoori wings. So I get like people asking like, what kind of flavor, like what kind of sauce is that?
Yeah.
So then I have to explain, well, it's just the process that I do the marination with the Indian masalas, makes it moist.
Yeah.
And then I serve it with like a house sauce as to, the more I can make it like natural. House sauces are, for example, like I do it with like yogurt and a little bit garlic, and I add a little bit of olive oils and cucumbers, and I just kind of food process it and I serve it fresh.
Oh, yeah.
Because I like to utilize like the actual herbs and just to get the flavor of it. It's good. It's good. Thank you for your time. We definitely appreciate your time.
Of like being able to see the herbs. Otherwise, you're kind of dissociating the origin of what that flavor is.
And we are, unfortunately, just our system of the life. Like we are so busy. We always want to go and get the grind stuff that's ready to go. But sometimes a little bit of those touches, like you just make a simple tea. Other than taking like a pack of tea, like a format, just boil the water and add like a cardamom and like one clove, and just take a tea bag and just drink that tea. Like it's gonna taste so much better, bro.
So I am, with what I'm trying to do, I know how to make, my own staples and like Filipino food, but I'm really trying to understand flavors and like how to make other food. Yeah. What advice would you give to me starting to kind of get into
Definitely the samosa and the chai.
Okay.
Definitely. That's a good kicker.
Yeah.
To start with, like a snacky food.
Okay.
And then definitely if you'd like to try some curries, like some lunch items or some lunch or dinner items, definitely some curries. Curries, we serve it with garlic naans. So our garlic naans are freshly made.
Gorgeous.
With all the herbs you can see on the top. I'm a little particular as to keeping it fresh. So that's our tandoori wings right there.
Nice.
This is our meatball curry. So you can smell the curry out of it. It really doesn't do justice, unless you can smell it. You can probably smell
I
it
need
already.
my 40 TV already.
There you go. And this is our top seller, is chicken tikka masala.
That's gorgeous.
And then we serve it with basmati rice. Our basmati rice is cooked in clarified butter.
Oh, wow.
Just to give it a little bit healthier touch.
Yeah.
Samosas and our chickpea curry. So you see all the herbs in there. And then I actually use curry leaves on it, other than using the curry powder.
Yeah.
And then I do like bay leaves and stuff like that. So you'll actually see the herbs in there when you eat it, and that's what brings out the freshness and the flavors.
Oh my gosh, excellent. So if I wanted to try making a dish, what do you think is a good starter dish?
If you want to try the curries, definitely one of the curries with a garlic naan or rice is a good starter. We also do some of our infusion version of it. We have a chicken bites with veggie, and everything's freshly made. So we don't prep it ahead. The only prep that we do is just marinating it.
Oh, okay.
So chicken bites with veggie is a very good fusion thing that we do. We also introduced like salmon curry. Salmon, we usually have it like in a bake, like we usually don't see it with the curry, but it makes a really good difference when you utilize salmon, like a premium version of it with the curries. So all our meats are, we try our best. We worked really hard on it. All our meats are premium brand meats. And like, like we go selections of the meats, like we just don't go and buy it off of the grocery store. We go certain places to buy the meats, and we try our best to make it like a kosher or halal meat for us. So it makes a difference on the way that the beef or
treated and
the chicken is the way it's slaughtered and stuff like that. It definitely makes a difference on it.
Oh, wow. That is so good.
Thank you.
The depth of flavor and like how smoky it is. Oh, thank you so much. That's good.
The Show Love food truck opened in September of 2024 to rave reviews, and I can taste why. The samosa, chicken tikka, tandoori rings were all dynamite. Now let's head on over to Ube Bread Box, a California bake shop serving up Ube-inspired modern desserts.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about your spot, what you've got going on.
All right, my name is Jensen, and we're the owner of Ube Bread Box. So we started off our business during the pandemic back in 2019, a couple of years ago, and we basically started doing like baking and stuff. So basically we have ube pandesal. So ube is like a purple yam, and we make bread out of it, and also like desserts like cheesecake, the ube jelly, and stuff like that. And we also our main product is basically the pandesal, which is like the ube. We have different stuffings inside. We have ube, we have Nutella, and other stuff like that. But mainly we sell more of like the ube because that's like mainly our main dessert.
So what inspired you all to focus mainly on ube?
We wanted to basically show everybody what ube is and our nationality, which is from the Philippines. And we wanted to spread our culture.
So when people ask you if they're not familiar with ube, they come up to you and they're like, "Hey, what is ube?" or "Ubi," maybe.
Yeah.
And then how would you describe that to them and kind of sell them on it?
So ube is, originated in the Philippines, and ube is purple yam. That's like a lot of people get confused between taro and ube because they look similar, but taro is like a root, and then ube is like a purple yam. It's like a vegetable. So those are like the two difference between those two. So
Nice.
But yeah, ube is more of like on the purple yam. Yeah.
So is it your family that got into doing the baking together?
No, actually, me and my wife, we started just baking for like our family and friends back in 2019 during the pandemic. So we never really thought about baking. Like we quit our job. Like this is not our main job because during the pandemic, nobody can go out, so everybody was staying home and doing nothing, So one day we just, me and my wife figured out, hey, let's start baking, and we knew nothing about it. And then we just started getting some tips, and our family members, they told us, hey, why don't you guys start making pandesal? Pandesal is like a Filipino bread. And so we started, making different flavors, stuffings inside, and and then we just started giving them away to our family members, and all of a sudden we, hey, let's start like doing pop-ups, like small events. But before this though, we started off doing like trunk sales.
Oh, wow.
So we would like meet up with, we would do like online orders, and we would meet up with people like at a parking lot and stuff like that. That's how we started. And from there we just build up our business, and we, we're now here. So yeah.
I love that. So out of your products here, and you're already sold out of a couple of things, what are your favorite items? What are things that you would recommend people to start with?
So we have two different things. So we have the pandesal are like on the bread side. So and also on the other side we have desserts. So for desserts, our number one seller is basically the cheesecake, the ube cheesecake, and then it follows for the ube jelly, and then onwards like the macarons and all that stuff. But it really depends on what your tastes like, you know, and what you're into. And then on the other side, the bread side, we usually sell a lot more of our ube. So ube pandesal with the ube filling inside is like a little bit less sweeter than the croissant that we have. The filling inside the croissant is a little sweeter. So we always tell people, do you want more of like a sweeter ube inside? I would choose the croissant over the ube on ube because some people don't like the ube too sweet.
We loaded up on a variety of goods from Ube Bread Box. While they are California based, you can get these goodies shipped to you. I'm looking forward to Ube Happy Mail in my future. Last but not least, we're visiting Mainland Kitchen, specializing in Caribbean cuisines.
So yeah, will you tell me a little bit, like, what is Caribbean food? Why do you love it? What are your favorite things about it? Anything you feel like sharing?
It means family to me because I grew up in a household. My mom is she was born in Montserrat, raised in Antigua, lives with them and lived here, St. Lucia,
Wow.
my dad. So I have been around many different cultures of the Caribbean. So I have just gravitated to different island cooking. It's not even about me being from St. Lucia. It's just about me here sharing a little bit of everything, but my way. Yes, my way. It's not, I say, who's in the kitchen cooking? That's what you're going to take.
I love that. So what would you say makes your way specifically your way?
Because of what my mom taught me. And then I put in a bit of healthier part of my cooking, being authentic,
Yeah.
but me putting it in and thinking of how can I make it a little bit more healthy because I had gestational diabetes. I don't have it now.
Yeah.
It's only when I was pregnant, but and then I learned a lot about gluten-free, taking out the flour from my stews and putting in either natural vegetables or I use a lot of arrowroot to just give it that thickness of it.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Is there a favorite dish? It can be from your restaurant or something else. Is there a favorite dish that you love to make that if someone were to say, I'd really like to try Caribbean food, what should I start with?
I would say I love making oxtail.
Oh.
Yes. It's fatty, but yet still once you get all that fat off, and it's mostly paired with rice. Rice absorbs the fats. But just the juiciness and the tenderness of it, that's what I love. And then just the reaction of someone eating Caribbean or eating my oxtail for the first time, their reaction is like priceless.
I love that. Well, I think, and that you have that here today. Do you?
It's all out.
Ooh, I came too late.
It's all out.
So with my show, I also like to say that I'm trying to build my own confidence in the kitchen. Like, I'm really good at my own staple food, at Filipino food. But if I wanted to cook something Caribbean for the first time, is there something that you recommend? Someone who's kind of like, I'm not basic in the kitchen, but I'm also not like chef level. I probably wouldn't sell my food.
You never know.
There you go.
St. Lucian, from St. Lucia, we love to do stews.
Okay, yeah.
So if you like chicken, stewed chicken is good.
Okay.
If you don't like, I love bone in. So you would get, I would tell you, get bone in chicken thighs.
Okay.
The marinade is the big thing, and that's where it starts. So I love green seasoning, so I would make mine. I would take some onions, some bell peppers, some garlic. So it's just a different I don't like cilantro, but I would use parsley
Oh,
and
okay.
celery. I
Yeah.
blend those together and I would marinate my meat. So it's that part is just the beginning, and then we use um, browning. It's how you take sugar and some oil and you burn it.
Ooh.
It doesn't burn to stick. It just makes a nice soft crust to it. And then you would take that and you would mix it in. So that gives it the dark shade. But it's the same season.
Oh
It's
my
the-
gosh, this sounds like a secret.
I know. So it's just a little bit. It's just like growing with it and feeling
Yeah.
it. Your salt is salt to taste.
Okay.
You don't have to put too much because you have chicken, you have, and whatever else you're cooking, you share it.
Wow.
You share the salt, so you're not putting too much in all, but you would enjoy that one.
Oh, that sounds so good. Well, I think we are very excited to try some of your food today. What would you recommend that we pick up?
All right. So my favorite
Okay.
is my rosemary turmeric rice.
Oh, okay.
Not Caribbean. We do rice though.
Yeah.
Caribbean rice everywhere. But I chose to make it my sunshine rice. I turn it into my sunshine rice. So you would have my rosemary turmeric rice. I would share with you my version of curry chicken and some cucumber salad. And this year I would end it with my cucumber mint chutney that I make.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes. This sounds amazing.
Yes.
Mainland Kitchen hit me with some great cooking tips and exciting flavors. I'll have to go back and try the oxtails. Festivals are a great way to connect with local businesses and try different foods in one place at your own pace. That's another episode of Cultural Discovery. Thank you so much for joining me today, and an extra special thank you to my guests, Show Love Food, Mainland Kitchen, and Ube Bread Box. Check out more of their info below and follow them on other platforms. All right, thanks for joining me. Bye.